How's everybody doing? It's kind of late tonight. Me and my wife been out. We've been celebrating our 27-year wedding anniversary. This time back in 1994 we had got married, and the years have flown by like you wouldn't believe.
Yes, they have.
Between 3 kids and a grandchild and
military career.
Oh yeah, that too. And well, years have flown by. But anyway, before I get started with our video, I just want to give an apology. I've been trying to upload a video I did earlier today, and with internet issues and with YouTube issues, I guess because I put in my title that I prefer black women, it was controversial, so had an issue there. And then our internet went down, and I wanted to go live, but there again, when I went to do that, my channel's got to be verified for 24 hours, so that's why we're doing this video. But I just want to thank each and every one of you for watching, and I do appreciate you. And it's just awesome tonight. I got my wife to do a video with me on our anniversary, and we had a good time today. We've been out and about, and you know, having dinner, shopping, doing all the fun stuff we love to do. And you know, I just thank you for watching. And I want to cover something something me and my wife talked about, and coming to one of your requests. Well, actually is more than one. Is about 3 or 4 that wanted us to make a video on how we met. And you know, this was back in what, 1993?
Yeah, 93.
Yeah, and it was some time ago. It was kind of crazy how we met.
Right.
And we'll go off into the story. And yeah, I'll go ahead and start. Well, we met at a nightclub back in 1993. And I went out with some friends. She went out with some friends. And to be honest, to be truthful, I don't know what happened that night. I still to this day don't know. And to explain, my dad was kind of strict with me. And when I graduated high school, I pretty much did what I wanted to. And I kind of, you know, just went crazy. And, you know, a few years later I came to my senses and started living the right way. But we met at a nightclub, and we met after it closed. And honest to God truth, I don't know what happened in that night. I was so intoxicated, and I honestly, I don't know. But when I came out and I saw my wife, it was like everything cleared up. It was like I saw clearly, and I remember everything to the detail when I saw my wife. And she was so beautiful, and I just wanted to talk to her and stuff. And it wasn't like those times when I explained in my videos how white men kind of sit back and develop a strategy. No, I mean, this is one of those times I had to act quick. I had to approach her. And it was funny. I was so nervous. Oh my God. But I went up, I approached her, I talked to her, I stuttered.
Yeah,
you remember the day, right?
Yeah.
I know she couldn't understand me. And and I was thinking through my head, oh my God, I'm looking like an idiot here. I'm embarrassed. She probably thinks I'm stupid, and she probably ain't going to give me the time of day. And you know, that's just running through my head. And I think one thing when we talked about it later on, I asked you, did you even understand? And you says no, but what was in your eyes told me everything I needed to know.
Right.
And
well, that night that it happened, pretty much, I had lost my father. The kind of like last week, the week before we had met, and I lost my father, and my family had came down. And so at this time, I was really debating on going anywhere at that time because I had my family. I just lost my father, and my friends were down, and so I didn't want to go. And so my mom had pulled me aside and said, it's your father's passed. He's in a better place right now. My father was on kidney dialysis, so if anybody that knows what families been on kidney dialysis, it's a really slow process, and a lot of people eventually pass with with everything that's pretty much going on. My dad was really sick, and he did kidney dialysis, and he had high blood pressure, and then on top of that, he was in the military and discovered he had Agent Orange, so that all that stuff had affected him. And with the kidney dialysis and everything else that's going on, it just didn't, go too well. So at that time, I really didn't want to go. My mom just pulled me aside and said, look, Sandra, you did all you could with your father. We did everything. We were blessed to have him this long. So, it's okay. Go ahead and just have fun with your friends, relax, and just do what you do. So, and at that time, it was, and I said, okay. And so me and my friends, we all got together. We went out. Wasn't totally looking, was not even thinking about nothing at all. Just pretty much everything to settle in. But I had my friends with me. They were there, supporting, just kind of, help me along. And comes to find out, the friends I've been friends with for years worked with him, and I would go by my friend's work. He was working there, didn't know it, went in, didn't see him, nothing. So my friends knew him all this time. I have never saw him until that's the first time I saw him was when we were at the club. So my friends knew who he was. I did not.
And what's crazy is I knew her friends back when I was like 16 years old.
Yep.
And I didn't meet my wife till I was 23.
Right.
And I actually dated a couple of her friends. It was so crazy. And we probably walked past each other.
Yeah.
And didn't even know it. It's kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was an interesting night. I thought I was going to get shot down. I thought I didn't have a chance because I was so nervous. And, like I said, I didn't know what happened. I had like phone numbers written on my arm and stuff. And I just felt so stupid. But I was stuttering talking to you.
Yeah, and he had asked me for my phone number, and I told him. Of course, she didn't give it to me. I didn't give it to him, so I didn't give it to him. So I said, "What's your number?" And he was like, "Okay." So it was like, "Okay, you're not gonna call." So he gave me his number, and I can admit I did not call him for like a couple of days. And the reason that being is I had family, we had the funeral, and he didn't know that. And so, I didn't call him for a good 2-3 days, somewhere around there. Yeah, and so I had family,
I thought you
had
just,
a funeral.
I didn't think you were interested.
All that stuff. So then I said, okay, let me go ahead and call, let me go ahead and call and see and talk to this gentleman here and just kind of, get feelings for him and kind of feel around, ask him some questions. So after I called, we met up at the park, we walked around, we talked, and got to know each other a little bit better. And then we went on a couple of dates after that and stuff. So we just pretty much got, just kind of got to know each other and talked. And Other than, after that, we talked and got to know each other. And then, he was getting ready to go in service. So he had decided to sign up for the service, was getting ready to go into the Army.
Yeah.
And so that tied in. And then I was like, wow,
And I will say this, that the U.S. Army should give my wife an award. Because her dad was in the Army, retired.
Mm-hmm.
Did how many tours in Nam?
He did one tour. Well, he did the tour in Nam, and he was there for 2 years.
2 years.
2 years straight.
Yeah, and then you married me, and I was in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
And then now our son's in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can literally say I'm very much a lifer of military.
Yeah.
Military family. But
Army daughter, wife, and mom.
Yeah. But been blessed ever since. As I said, we dated, and I finally took him to meet my mom. And my mom is really she's my foundation. So it was really she was the one that was going to help me make this decision on if this person, because she usually would tell me when she meets my boyfriend, she would usually tell me, she'd be like, no. Or she'd be like,
and her mom is such a awesome judge of character. If she says you ain't worthy, you ain't worthy. And if there's a little bit of problem she has with you, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
And if she thinks you're good, you are good.
Yeah.
And I mean,
so he met my mom, and my mom wanted to meet him because I told her about him, and I told him, I let her know, his name was Brent. Let him know, he was white, and she was like, okay, that don't have any, it doesn't matter. So met him, brought him up there. He met her, and first thing she was like, oh, Brent, and she talked to him and she gave him a hug. My mom never does that to anybody she meets unless she has a good vibe. And she did that to him when she met him. She talked to him, she liked him, she gave him a hug, and I mean, she just liked him right off the bat. So I knew, so in my heart I knew, I was like,
her mom, my mother-in-law, is so awesome. And I've talked to many guys that don't like their mother-in-law. I love my mother-in-law. She is a true blessing. Oh my God. It was like a bonus deal. I got an awesome wife. Best wife in the world and best mother-in-law in the world. And I know why my wife is so awesome. Because her mom is. And a reflection of her mom. And it's a beautiful thing. And meeting my wife and the times we had has been so blessed. I've been so blessed. I can't complain. And I don't know if I should go into this, but this day is so special. But we have 3 kids, and our youngest daughter, I almost lost my wife. I mean, her blood pressure went so high she was going into cardiac arrest with our youngest daughter. And usually I've been in with my kids when they were born, and the doctors pushed me aside and wouldn't let me in. And when I asked one of the doctors, he said, it don't look good. Why would you tell a husband that wife's going into labor? And I had to go to the waiting room and meet my other 2 kids were asking, how's mom? Where's mom? And I just broke down crying. And that's probably not the right thing to do, but when you're blessed with such a good wife, I mean, you can't even, it can't even compare. And, we've been faced with stuff like that. And a couple of years ago, they had found a brain tumor I had. And it was so big they had to go into surgery right away. I was losing my eyesight. I had such crazy, horrible headaches. Yeah. And, and thank God it wasn't a cancerous tumor.
Right.
And they got it out. But at first, you know, when someone tells you got a brain tumor, you think you're going to die.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was crazy at the time. I mean, I was fighting with everybody I seen. I mean, just out of total character.
Yeah.
And I was just so angry. And, you know, when they gave me medication, I calmed down. I said a prayer to God, and I wasn't mad at God. Amazingly, the horrible thing I was going through, I realized that I was so blessed to have my wife and family that I was like, God, if it's my time, it's my time, and I'm okay with it. And, you know, when my wife walked in the room, I remember I told you, and I believed it. You know, if God would have ripped the rug under me and taken me that night, I wouldn't complain.
It was really close. It was close to the point where
they were like, I was close to having an aneurysm.
Yes. Close
but
to an aneurysm.
you know, it turned out okay. You know, it worked out fine. And you know, when I came in, I was fighting with everybody, and then when they took the tumor out, I just felt so much better. My body was getting back to normal. I was just, and the nurses was like, dang, you're a changed person. I was like on cloud 9 waving at everybody because I felt good. It's one of those things that we take for granted that you have.
Didn't know it was a tumor at all. We just figured that he just had really bad headaches because he's been working long hours.
Yeah.
So we figured that he wasn't getting enough rest, and he's having these bad headaches, and then they just really start getting worse. And so went to the eye doctor, had eye appointment, went to the eye doctor, and that's when the eye doctor had
that's how they found it. Yeah.
Told my mom, because she took him to the appointment because he couldn't drive because he was seeing double vision when he was driving. And so the doctor came out and told my mom he needs to go straight to the emergency room. So that's when she took him straight to the emergency room. They wouldn't let him, got admitted, wouldn't let him out, wouldn't let him walk. His feet could not touch the ground. The only thing he could do was go to the bathroom and go to bed. It was...
My eyesight was so bad, it was hard to do that too.
Right. So he had So we were blessed, and they got it, took care of it, and he's here with us today. So,
but you know, we've been faced where we could have lost one another, and
yes,
you know, when with our youngest daughter, I almost lost my wife, and I didn't know what I would have done. I mean, and I don't take my wife for granted for one bit, and every day we have together is a blessing. And if it's only one day, I'm going to cling to it and just cherish it. And
yep.
You know, Sandy, I love you. And
I love you too, Andy. You know, and through these 27 years, we have our ups and downs. I mean, you know, everything is not, you know, sunshine, rainbows, everything's that good. I mean, you know, we do have our ups and downs, but we always talk about it. Well, we always talk about it. We always have our discussions. Never go to bed angry. Always communicate it. You know, always communicate. You know, see each other's side of it, and you know, and that's pretty much kept us going. It's
like, well, when you're married, you get on each other's nerves. You're going to. You're going to have issues, but you know, we've always worked it out because we love each other more than our problems, more than how much we're mad at each other. And I've never raised my hands to my wife. I've never hit her. I've never lashed out in anger. I mean, I've been mad at her, of course. Yeah, we're human. We have our emotions. And, of course, as humans, it's human nature to believe you're right and the other person's wrong. But a lot of times that ain't the case.
Right.
But, you know, we've had an awesome marriage, and it's because we worked at it.
Right.
It's because we've taken any problems we've had with each other, the love we have for each other overrides that, so we can get through anything.
Right.
But, I mean, we've had, you know, And that's the small part of our marriage, little, like, things we might have been mad at each other. But, I mean, we've actually faced life and death. And, it's...
Life and death, and this, and some people's dislikes or likes of,
Oh, yeah.
Of our relationship, and and to me, that just, if you can't get to know us for who we are as a couple, or as a person, then pretty much you don't need to go ahead and be in our lives. I mean, my husband here is my husband, and the reason why I married my husband is because I loved my husband. We wanted the same things out of life. I did, he did. We wanted family. We, the things we love to do together. I mean, we had stuff in common, and and with us, we have dated within our race. We have dated outside our race. But when it came down to it, of us wanting who we wanted as together as a couple, this is who we are. And I love my husband because he wanted a family. He wanted to do the same things. We like to travel. We like to do things together, and we just a lot of things that we wanted to do. And so that's what brought us together. And I'm grateful because at that moment in time, before my dad had passed, my dad told me, he said, he goes, I don't care who you marry, what they look like. He says, as long as they treat you good and take care of you and is a good family man. That's all I care about. Other than that, do whatever that makes you happy. But as long as you're happy, they treat you good, and they're there for you, and they got your back. He says, I don't care. And so I live by my dad's words. And my husband, he makes me happy. And so that's how we've been together for 27 years. Yeah.
And amazingly that our families accepted us. There was no conflict.
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, my grandmother had an issue. Both my grandmothers had issues, but I mean, they never said don't do it, or they didn't speak out against it. They just, had their different time they grew up. My grandfathers were okay with it. My grandfather, which he lived to be 99. I remember when we told him we're getting married, he was just so overcome with joy. Like, he was like, oh, I get to see my great grandkids before I go. That was his thing. And he was excited, and it was like
very nice man.
Yeah. And he got to see his 3 great grandkids, and then my brother and his 2 kids and stuff. And yeah, it was a blessing.
Yeah.
But we got a good marriage. And in my videos I tell you that I've been attracted to black women, and I have, and that's mostly what I've dated exclusively. And when I talk about that, the character traits, well, this is it. My wife has that, and I've seen it in other black women, but this is the woman I chose above every woman on earth. And this is my better half. This is my awesome wife. This is my one and only. This is my everything. And I don't say that lightly. I don't just say that to make her feel good. It's true. Like I said, the success I've had in my life is because she's always had my back. And I remember when I retired out of the Army, I got a job making $100,000 a year, which was like wonderful for us, more money we ever made. And something happened medically where I couldn't do the job no more, and they sent me home, which I had quit one job to get that job, and then I had no job. And I had my Army retirement, but it wasn't a lot of money. And we still had our mortgage, we still had bills, and I didn't know how I was going to make it. And I was distraught. I was just like, you know, I had the rug ripped out from under me. And I didn't know what I was doing. And I told my wife, I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, and it was like, how are we going to pay for the house? And I remember you told me, you said, whether we're in a mansion or a cardboard box, I'm with you all the way. Yep. And when she said that, there wasn't nothing I couldn't accomplish. And in fact, that job that I lost, we're doing better now, and I get to be home all the time.
Yep.
So God slammed that door shut, but opened up it, kicked another door open. Yep. And it's even better. So, you know, just her having my back has brought the best out of me. You know. And it was amazing how she was calm about it. And I was about to lose my mind. I was like, I lost all this money, and I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills.
We calm each other down. There's
when she said that, I was like, everything's fine. And, you know, regardless if I'm digging a ditch or working as a CEO in some corporation, my wife's with me regardless. And that's a beautiful thing. And you know what? You can't buy that with any amount of money.
Yep. We're there for each other, you know, and had to, and then when everything was pretty much straightened out with him, and then I had a job opportunity too that I didn't know I'd take. I had 2 job opportunities came open, which I was truly blessed with. This was I was really surprised. There was 2 jobs that I really wanted, and it came through, and also making a little bit more money than what the job I had then, and so and then had him help me, but make a decision on the jobs, and got the dream job I wanted. It's been good ever since, and so we had just been blessed from going from 0 to where we're at now. So it's been a true blessing. So it's been some struggles, but it's God looked out for us and got us on our way, and so now we're blessed. So
and I think that's just our faith in God. I mean,
yes.
And not saying our faith is super strong. No, we're weak too. But you know, as the Bible says, you know, you have faith of a grain of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Well, I haven't been able to move no mountains, but you know, it's worked out, and I've been blessed, and I like to share this with people. You know, me and my wife, you know, we're different races, but we're so much alike it ain't even funny.
Yeah, we are.
In fact, I think our heartbeats beat in sequence. In fact, you know what's crazy? We got the same size foot. We could wear each other's shoes. It's funny. We both have thyroid issues. We both have asthma issues. Even the problems we have are the same. It's just crazy. I just think
that's true.
God put us together. We're meant to be together, and it's an awesome thing.
Yes.
But anyway, I just want to make this video, and that's how we met. And any requests anybody has, let me know. And I want to go there. I want to make videos what you want me to make. Because if I talk about what I want to talk about, and it don't apply to you, it makes no sense. You know, I throw my feelings in. Of course, I like to do that. But let me know what you want me to talk about, and I'll try to. If I don't know what you want me to talk, I'll do some research and try to make it happen. But you know, I do have a full-time job. I'm working 60 hours a week, crazy because of this COVID stuff. But Fridays and Sundays, I'll be making videos those days for sure. Those will be days I make videos. I might throw 1 or 2 in the week if I get off early or I feel good to make a video. But Fridays and Sundays are the days I'm going to do it. And Sundays, I'm going to go to a live show where I'm going to take call-ins and, you know, you talk to me and we could talk about a subject